So, Swara, do you like waking up early in the morning?
Who does? Come on. But I did have to for like a month, like between 9th and 10th grade, because me and my friends, we were training to go on a trek in the Himalayas. So you know that,
Wow.
yeah, that level of difficulty was like something like we did not do on a regular basis. Like all of us, like all we did was maybe like play during school period, play some basketball, but like we never ran or like did the amount of physical exercise needed for a trek of that level. So yeah, during that whole month, we got up at 5:30 before school started on school days to go
Crazy.
run. And on one Sunday, we ran up steps, 21 floors. Can you believe
Oh my
that?
God.
On a Sunday.
Wow.
After that, we were so done. We're just like, do we need to go on this anymore?
I think we've trekked enough.
Yeah.
Oh wow, this takes me back between 9th and 10th. I used to wake up at 5:30 to go to school. So for our school basketball team,
okay.
there used to be morning training before class.
Okay.
And I totally remember as soon as the class would start, we would rush and change into the school uniform and sit. And then after school ended, the school used to partner with this organization and rent the courts out to them for them to train.
Our current school also does that with its football field.
Oh, okay.
They built a pickleball court just for the sake of renting it out.
Yeah, because pickleball costs like a lot of money. And
Really?
it's not very expensive to set up. It costs maybe around 4 to 6 lakh rupees. And you can rent it for... for school is like 2 kids' fees for 1 year. And yeah, it's like 1 hour of pickleball. You can charge maybe 400 to 800 depending on how good the court is. And because there are like 4 players, it's not very much per person, which is how usually people look at it. And if you rent it out for like 4 hours every day at 800 rupees, it's like 2400, and that adds up really quickly. And since you already have the staff on payroll, not very difficult to maintain. And that's actually genius. I also saw this from St. Joseph's School partnered with Cult for their swimming pool.
That's nice,
Actually kind of smart to think about. Our coach who used to do the morning training for basketball, he used to make kids run up and down the flights of stairs. So when you told Mimi about your training, it just reminded me of him making the kids run every weekend.
Honestly, that step training was the most valuable. Or when we actually did a trek in like May, so it was cold, but it was not too cold. So it was like the perfect time for us, and it was between our between our years as well. So it was the perfect time. And then once we actually did it, we felt, oh my God, I am dying in the first 100 meters. It was like just straight up. And then we're just like, we should have done stairs more. Why did we run? Why did we choose to run? And then there were these like guys that we became friends with, 3 guys, and they went up so effortlessly. They were carrying their whole bags. Like all of us, we carried day packs, and mules carried our like actual bags because they were like, full of many different things. And all of us felt like, oh my God, are they seriously doing that?
Fitness.
And one of them actually fell. Like there was a cliff, and he just fell. It was like a slanted kind of thing. So he was here at the top, and then he just fell all the way down to the bottom. He rolled. And like just 2 seconds before that, I mentioned if I'm telling you one of them is going to end, like leave you on a stretcher, I'll buy you chicken wings if you do. And 2 seconds later, not even 2 seconds later, I look to my left, he's running down, and then he trips, and then he rolls. There's a tree there. He gets up on the tree on the slope, and then he rolls again.
Wow.
And then he rolls all the way down. He might have actually like gotten some serious injuries if like, the Sherpas there hadn't like stopped his fall. And now, like, they still remind me, where are the chicken wings?
That's what I was thinking. Like, kind of overkill for a bucket of wings.
Exactly. I'm like, okay, I'll get you some at the airport when we get back to Bangalore. And then they're like, and then they just took a different flight from us.
Oh.
So I never got to. And like whenever I saw one of them the other day at a fest, and he was just like, when's the chicken wing treat? Like, you gotta come give it to us. And like I'm not coming all the way to Whitefield for that.
Quite a tale.
That's a crazy story.
Yeah, I'm sure like these are memories you're not gonna forget for a very long time.
Forget. Like, one of the guys was just walking beside me the whole time because he's just like, now my knees are paining. And then my friends were a bit behind me. And then I was telling him, you guys should like really slow down a bit, you know? Like, you're gonna get hurt. And then that guy, after all that, he was sad that his favorite pants had a hole in them.
Priorities.
Priorities. I still have a picture of the moment, like after all that happened, all of us are just sitting on the grass waiting for the rest of the team to arrive. Yeah. And then I can see that he's just lying down like that, and then the photographer took it since we were on our phones, and I look back and I'm like, damn,
those are some
crazy experience.
This reminds me of the tours we did to Yerkot. So those were hills, not mountains. We hiked and all of that. I'm getting like some images from movies like Ye Jawani Hai Diwani.
That was the whole point, like on the bus right there to the base camp. All we played was, songs like that. Like Ilahi was just like running through my head. And then like once we reached the top, man, one of my friends cried, and then we have a video of her like bursting into tears and everyone just coming to hug her.
Oh, that's
It was
cute.
a very sweet moment. Like the top was euphoric. We had a snowball fight there, and the guys, like they were brutal. Like all of them, they decided to gang up on one person, and that one person ended up being me once. And then like, my God, I was pelted with snow. Like one of them just took a huge ball and then just like smashed it like right. They came right behind me and did this to me. Like, damn.
I can totally imagine all of this happening, and I'm having FOMO. Crazy. Definitely need to relive these bucket list moments.
You should definitely go for one.
Bucket list moment. I'm actually going to Goa in a few days to learn surfing with a few friends.
Crazy.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So
my friend tore her ligament when surfing for the first time. Careful.
Yeah, I was definitely not stressed until now about that. But I think I'll be
she
fine.
got a new rap at school as a cool surfer girl.
Of course.
Despite being like disabled.
See, I don't go to school anymore, so
because you're like a bit old,
Yeah, I'm dated.
Outdated.
Yeah. So that was a while back. Trekking. What is sport you do now?
I'm a goalkeeper for my school's football team. Yeah, the football team is like so new, and at the beginning of the year they were like having tryouts.
Yeah.
And my friend, she used to be a striker, and she obviously wanted to try out so bad. And honestly, at that point, I hung out with no one else but her. I still hang out with no one else but her. She's one of my closest friends in school right now. So I just went along. Okay, I just sat on the side of the field. And then the coach, he saw me and another friend, who was also her friend. Like all of us like usually go together. So both of us are just sitting on the side. The coach sees us. He's like, both of you get up, start running. And then he makes us do the training drills with them. And then later he tells us, okay, I want you guys to go keep. Show me what you guys do. And she's a badminton player and I used to play basketball.
Oh.
So both of us were like, okay, how hard could it be? It was actually pretty hard, especially when we completely messed up our first tournament. Like she played 2 matches, I played the other 2 matches. But then during my first match, I let 0 in, okay? Like I practically jumped on the ball like it was a bomb when it came near me. Like my friend who was in the guys football team, he told me just jump on it like a bomb. And then they cannot kick your face. One girl almost kicked my face. Yeah. But then during that same match, one of our teammates, she broke her hand. No, not that kind of break. Like this bone, it broke in half and it jumped it out. It was traumatizing. Like you could see the white of the bone coming out from her skin. That was not great for our first tournament. Until then, and then that happened, everyone's like traumatized. And then some kids are at the back, they're like booing at me. After that, I screamed at them after the match. Like I was so done. Is that how you talk? You should like know like the proper time to say things. And especially after that goal was injured, I was in a horrible mood. And then after that, I let in 3 goals. Not my best moment.
Yeah, but if it were your best moment, I think that would be more concerning.
Exactly. And then the match after that, they were so good. The team, it was so good. The first ball, the girl kicked it. I honestly didn't even see it. It flew right past my face and I did not see it. Imagine if my face was there. That's all I can think of. Like if I tried to block it, I think my hand would have just broken off then and there. Or my nose would have just started bleed.
Okay, you've had your fair share of football trauma already.
And we've only played one tournament.
Oh, so this was the only tournament you played?
Yeah.
Very eventful, wouldn't you say?
Very eventful. And it was home turf, so that was the only thing that gave us confidence. After the matches ended, we just went around and did stuff. We just messed around in school.
Of course. So home turf is comforting because you don't have to immediately leave
Yeah,
after
exactly.
the tournament is over. And was this in the evening or maybe in the day?
Morning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But the evening matches are so much fun.
Because the ambience is amazing.
Yeah, and when all the floodlights come in and you're playing in the lights, I don't know, it's just so much more fun.
Like at night, we were there until night, okay. They were doing the award ceremony and all of us were bored, so we just came out onto the court and all the lights were on and we took pictures in jerseys and stuff. It was really cool.
I did a few tournaments of basketball, which is what I played in high school. And although I don't think I have too many pictures which I regret now, obviously. I definitely still remember those moments. And hopefully if I recall them frequently enough, I won't forget about them.
Yeah. I also played basketball in 10th grade. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. So what was that like? Was that also an accidental?
No, not at all. I actually knew how to play the sport, unlike football, which I was just like thrust into. I learned the offside rule just because people kept asking me, what is the offside rule then?
Thankfully, there's no such thing in basketball.
Thank God. It's way less complicated than you think. Yeah.
And you can use your hands.
You can use your hands. You can even kick the ball.
I mean,
accidentally,
sure.
Accidents happen, you know.
They do.
We actually went for a tournament in Visakhapatnam.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was a train ride, and most of my best friends were on that trip, a train for 1.5 days. Can you remember? Can you just like imagine?
No, but
just under 17 girls, under 17 boys, under 14 girls, under 14 boys. Everyone's there in one like bogie.
Yeah, I've seen these clips on Instagram of like train and they're like having a wild time.
Like we kept going to we went to the boys part of the train, like of the
section,
and then the teachers kicked us out, and then the boys came to ours, and then they kicked us out, and then we just kept doing that until like it became night. And then after all the teachers slept, all of us wanted to play Among Us, okay?
Of course.
And I was like, no, I left Among Us in like 2020, and for some reason it wasn't downloading on my phone, okay? So I stayed, okay? And then all these people, they went to the boys' this thing, and then they hid in one of the bunks, like the boys just shifted to the other bunks and they hid in one of the bunks. And then a teacher came, okay? And then they just like took the blankets and covered themselves so that it looked like a guy was sleeping instead of the girls being there. And luckily the teacher didn't like stay either. And we actually snuck out to the beach on that trip.
Oh, damn!
Yeah, we lost our first and second match.
Okay.
Yeah, the first day itself. So the second day, we had nothing to do. And the teachers were gone for the under 14 matches. Mm-hmm. So all of us were like, guys, you want to go get cake for the juniors? I'm pretty sure they're going to win. Okay. And they did win. They won first. Oh, okay, yeah. And they went to SGF5.
Okay.
Because they won this SGF thing.
Okay.
Yeah. And if we had won, we could have also gone, but we did not.
But you did not.
You did not. And so we're just like, okay, we should celebrate them. Why don't we get a cake? And then we can just go out and get it just out of campus just for a bit. Yeah. And then another friend's just like, why don't we go to the beach? We're at Vizag. Like the beach is like right here. It was 10 minutes away on auto and Vizag has these huge autos.
Yeah.
So like the whole team just piled into one. one of my best friends, she had gone with the juniors to their match, which was like 30 kilometers away.
My God.
Which is why we had the confidence to sneak out to the beach. Okay, and then we called her to make sure that the teachers weren't coming back. Okay, but I don't know what happened. She got panicked. Okay, she's from Andhra.
Okay.
So she's just like, bro, no, don't do that. Don't do that. You're going to get kidnapped. Please don't do that. We're like seven, 8 people. Okay, we're just like, no, we're going to be fine. And we left one of our friends back because like she's just like, nah, I kind of don't want to go. And she started coloring. Okay, she's like an artist and she got like a really complicated coloring book to help with stress. So she started coloring. And we're just like, okay, you color. We'll be back in like 30 minutes, 45 minutes. Okay. And then we went to the beach. Over there, I'm getting repeated calls from her. And then like I get text. She's just like, I told the teacher. And then I was like, what? And then everyone is like, what? No, the teacher's coming back apparently, but 30 kilometers. So we had time. And the beach was like 10 minutes away. We had to like rush back. And then once we got an auto, another auto guy came and he started fighting with the other guy, saying, oh my God, I want them. I want to take them. And then we're just like, please, just take us back. We are in urgent. Like, we are like in such a rush.
Running out of time.
And then like we get back, we pretend everything's normal, everything okay. And then the teacher comes back. She's just like, oh, do you guys go anywhere? We're just like, yeah, we just wanted to go out to get cake for them, but then the order got cancelled. And the teacher's like, oh, that's so sweet. And that's it. But then the other teacher knew the actual story, okay? Because apparently my friend started crying. Okay? Like at that point, all of us were just, the rest of us were just like, no. Like me, that girl, and another girl are like really close friends, best friends. So the three of us still meet up. We're that close, along with another girl. So the other girl that was with me that snuck out as well. So both of us were like, nah, I'm kind of pissed at her. And then as soon as she came back, we're just like, everyone's just like, we're not talking to either any of them, like the ones that are coming back from senior. Okay. So we're just all chilling. We're scrolling on reels together and we're sleeping on the beds, like on the floor of the beds are on the floor. So we're all just sleeping there and like chilling and talking and scrolling. And then she just walks in. Okay. She screams, guys, what were you thinking? Listen to me. Okay, she screams that. Oh my God, I got so pissed.
She's the one who broke down and snitched?
Yeah.
Oh my God, the audacity.
No, and then she's just like, and then I got mad pissed and I leapt up. Like, I literally just like got off so quickly. No one saw me do it. And then I'm like, no, you listen to me. And then apparently it was like a soap drama. And then it was a soap drama. And then like, basically, my other friend, she was also worried about us, okay? So the friend that snitched, I wouldn't say it's snitched, but chill now, okay? So she called up the other friend that was still there. She's just like, yeah, bro, I'm kind of worried, okay? And then, and then she's just like, because that friend, she has like horrible asthma. She has like a lot of health problems. And then this friend, she comes in, she's just like, what if something had happened to her? And then I'm just like, what would have happened to her? We were gone for 45 minutes. and like the girl gets up and she's like, guys, please calm down. You're yelling so loudly, the whole place can hear you because all the teams were in the same place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then like we were yelling so loudly. And I'm like, what could have happened to her? See, she's perfectly all right. And she's like, oh my God, why am I getting dragged into this? So both of us are yelling. Everyone else is sleeping. And then she's the one just standing between us. And some people are like standing at the entrance. And like apparently everyone keeps telling us, that was like watching a soap drama, and in the background all of them had dun-ta-na playing in their head because like they just kept looking from me to her, and I was like, why do you have to go do that? Like, I trust you all the time with this kind of stuff. Why can't you trust me for once? So like it was so angsty, and like everyone was silent. And then both of us started crying because we were yelling so much. Like, I can't yell without bursting into tears. But we were still yelling, like, full of anger. So we were still yelling, but tears were just streaming down. And then at one point, I was done. I just got up. Okay. And then apparently, like, my friend keeps telling, oh, the silence after that was crazy. And because, like, I don't usually yell. They've never seen me, like, yell before. So they were like, I did not expect that from you. None of us expected that from you. So like that was insane. And then like after that, I cooled down. I talked to another friend. Yeah, and then like just, I think, cool down. And then the day finals was there for the juniors. And we went for that match.
Okay.
Yeah, and then over there, after the juniors won, because like it was such a proud moment for us, because they're going to SGFI. Huge thing. They won by 1 point in the last second.
Damn.
That too, free throw.
Oh my God,
it was so crazy. And then at the end, we're all crying, we're all like hugging the juniors, like, oh, we're so proud of you. And like they also kind of look up to the senior team. So and then like both of us will have tears streaming down, and then both of us just look at each other. We make eye contact, and then both of us just say at the same time, "I'm so sorry." Yeah, because like we've been friends for so long.
Yeah,
She's the one that convinced us to go for the trip, the Himalayan trek.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then so like we've been through so much. She's just like, "I'm so sorry," and I'm so sorry. And then we hug, and it's like a soap opera type of thing.
It's so much drama, Swara.
I have so many stories.
But I think these moments make the trips more interesting and memorable.
Exactly.
Like at least as long as you can look back at it and laugh.
Yeah, exactly. And both of us still joke. She just randomly says, "You listen to me," that I know you listen to me. So like that was like a crazy moment.
And that's how inside jokes are born.
Exactly.
Oh man, I can totally imagine both of you running into each other like completely unplanned in some different part of the world. And then you're like, "You listen to me."
The unplanned part is never going to happen. We overshare so much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, that's wonderful. So before basketball, what was your choice of sport?
I played hockey, field hockey. It was
that's
so
quite
fun. Yeah, it was really rigorous though. Like, oh my God, 3 hours of practice, 3 days a week. So
3 hours. Oh my God,
that's a lot.
That's a lot. Like when you're doing 3 hours back to back, it gets pretty
exhausting. But like we were good. But halfway through the season, I had to leave because I was moving back here to India. Like I did this all in Singapore, and I had to leave. And then our team went on to win the championship that year, and oh my God, no, I got major FOMO. I watched it though. I watched the live stream of it. Yeah, like.
Are you telling me like middle school sports is live streamed in Singapore?
It was like major. Like that team went on to Australia to play internationally. Yeah.
Wow. You literally missed the culmination.
No, do not.
Sorry, you could have.
I could have got to Australia.
Yeah, exactly. Have you been? No, right?
No, I've not been. So. They went to Perth and they had so much fun. I got major FOMO looking at all the posts.
Yeah, I think I would have cried.
Yeah, we all used to give each other like funky nicknames so that no one could identify us based on the names on our jersey.
Okay.
So like they called me Sarah for fun. And like there was this girl called Danica, we all called her Dan. Stuff like that.
Wow.
There was this girl called Navika.
Okay.
We called her GPS because navigation.
Oh.
Yeah, can you imagine it? Yeah.
That's actually creative.
Yeah, exactly.
Fun stuff. My God. And in Singapore, what was 6th grade like? Did you start hockey in 6th or was it?
No, it was just in 7th grade.
So what kept you otherwise engaged in 6th grade?
I did robotics. I was at a robotics club and I was student council vice president. In 6th grade, yeah, I know.
Wow. Yeah, so Singapore has these middle school separate, junior school separate, high school separate. So you were like the senior and the senior most in the middle school.
In the middle school, yes.
So yeah, I can totally imagine all these little humans going around with their
yeah, exactly. I felt so old, so responsible that time. It was like, oldest in the school.
Yeah.
I could have been student council president, but I passed up the opportunity because the principal gathered like a board, that he wanted to choose the vice president and president out of. And then he called us all into his office and he's just like asking a bunch of questions and we're all talking. And then finally he asked, who do you guys think is the best choice? Everyone said me. Except I didn't say me. I said some other girl because, I wanted to be humble and maybe it would be too much work. My vice president would be better. I wouldn't have to give so many speeches. So I I took one for the team and I said her. And then they chose her. And then I console myself saying, oh, it's because they trust my word. They think I'm like a really trustworthy person. But then the next year COVID struck, and then there was no work to do at all. And then the presidents get to have their names up on the board in the auditorium, like forever. Like there's a board for the principals and there's a board for the past presidents.
Etched in history.
Exactly. Your name is just there. They don't take it off.
Wow, Swara, you could have been up there had you not been overtly modest.
Overtly modest, yeah. That's my fatal flaw. Yeah.
Giving me, those interview type setups.
Yeah,
oh,
exactly.
What is your weakness? Oh, I work too hard.
Sometimes, I'm just too efficient.
Too efficient. I finished my entire team's work, so they do nothing.
Exactly. So the company ends up paying too much for those people and too less for me.
Yeah. Lesson for life, Swara. Not to be modest.
Don't be modest.
You need to own it, and it's not showing off. If you have done it. You need to redeem yourself now, Swara.
Let's see. Too many things going on right now.
Yeah. But I'm sure maybe one of them that we will speak about later might, if you end up being president at SpaceX, who knows?
Oh, crazy.
Yeah.
SpaceX. Forget SpaceX. You'll see me leading a team at NASA to go to Proxima B.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
or
dream
maybe
bigger,
ISRO.
Neil.
Maybe
Why
ISRO.
would you stop? Maybe ISRO. You never know.
Yeah. ISRO is so much more efficient, which is your weakness. You can maybe turn that into a strength. So I remember there was Chandrayaan and Mangalyaan.
Yeah.
When Chandrayaan was successful, there were all these news pieces which is like, oh, the entire budget for the mission was lesser than Hollywood movies spent to produce.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Mangalyaan kind of set off these British anchors saying, give us back our financial aid, and everyone lost their cool in India.
Yeah, I feel like if there's lack of something, it breeds innovation. If you're comfortable, you do nothing.
Yeah.
But you know that there's something you want to do, like lack of something, that is breeding ground for innovation.
I've seen a few clips, and it just goes to show, like, all of these American automakers don't build efficient engines, and their cars are not designed to be efficient. And I was just discussing that with my father once, and I was like, is it because the mindset of efficiency doesn't exist in the environment?
They believe they have all the time in the world, and Parkinson's law, work expands to fit the time it's been allotted.
Yeah. That's
and I think that's why Ferrari's so good. It's not owned by an American.
So robotics in 6th grade. That's
there was actually a competition that we went to at the end of the year. It was like a whole Singapore-wide thing, so nationwide. It just
nationwide.
That's why I said Singapore. And then for our age group, it was just us and the grade above us. And what we had to do was we had to build the robot there. We had to dismantle every piece, build it there. We had our program and we had to run it in front of them. It was a map that we had to make the robot execute some tasks.
Okay.
So we did that. Our program was flawless. Not to be modest, but our program was flawless. It was clearly the best. We got it done earliest. We had time to refine it.
Oh, wow.
Everything was brilliant. But that one girl in our group, there were 3 in a group, okay? And she forgot to build a part of how to build a part of the robot. Me and the other guy, we both remembered our parts, which was the base, okay? She forgot how to attach the sensors. And oh my God, when I tell you I've never been that pissed. Because the next day I was going to Vietnam for a school trip. Okay.
Wow.
And then
Swara, I heard bucket list
there was so many things going on at that time. And then she just forgets that. And the guy, he forgot our program. It was on a thumb drive, but it was on our teacher's thumb drive apparently. And he didn't get it on his thumb drive. And I was like, no, I reminded you to get it. And he thought the teacher would be there. So they had to call the teacher here to come. He had to get it for us. Luckily, he came on time, but that wasn't of any help because the sensors weren't attached properly. And it had to sense a black line, okay, so that it could go on that line. Obviously, since the sensors were not attached properly, it didn't. We didn't even qualify. We didn't even pass the first step. Otherwise, the program could have been executed so flawlessly. Still regret that. But that was when my best friend, who was in another team, she taught me the cup song. Like how to... Yeah, she taught me how to do that because both of us gave up on our team. We're just like, okay, we're not going to win anyways. Tomorrow we're going to Vietnam. We might as well do something fun. And we
wow, what a segue. One moment, you as a 6th grader, 12-year-old kid is building robots and like 15 minutes later comes...
Yeah, I knew how to do it with my hands, okay? I just didn't know how to do it with a bottle. So she taught me how to do it with a bottle. Yeah. The
intellectual variance in that 20-minute period is crazy. That's something. But what was Vietnam like?
Vietnam was so fun. Like, it was the first international trip that, like, without my parents.
Oh.
So it was crazy to go with, like, friends and stuff. Unfortunately, they had assigned us partners and I couldn't be with my best friend.
Uh-oh.
But, like, we sat in the bus together anyways. Like, my partner sat on the window. I sat here. My friend sat here. And then her partner sat on the other side of the window. So we both could still talk. And chewing gum's illegal in Singapore.
Yeah.
So we bought like a ton of chewing gum the first night. And oh my God, like the teachers were like at the last day, please chew all your gum right now. And then we went to this farm. It was a farm and a restaurant. So it was literally farm to table.
Yeah.
It was like the same place.
Yeah.
And that is honestly the best chicken curry I've had anywhere. Like I have never tasted better chicken in my life. It was so good, and I still think back like, man, I wish I knew the place so that, you know, when I'm older, I can just go back.
I mean, it doesn't have to be the same place.
It has to be the same place.
Okay, fine.
That's so good.
Well, if you are any good at what you do, you will probably have the resources at your disposal to track it down.
Yeah.
With the limited information that you may have about that place. But yeah. So how did that passion or inclination for robotics build? Did you do any other projects after 6th?
Actually, yes. Like recently, not quite recently, but like maybe a year or two ago, my cousin, let's call her Samu because that's her family pet name.
Okay.
Yeah, and me and her are like really close since childhood. So she is really into robotics. Like, you ask her anything about robotics, she'll probably know it. Like, she's like really good at that stuff. And she was applying for Think Startup Youth Ideathon. Okay. It was 2023.
Okay.
And she wanted to sign up for it. She's like, both of us have good coordination. We can always like fill up on each other's gaps. So let's do it. Why not? If I have a good idea going, we can see what we can do with it. And then we pitched it, and we got into top 100 teams actually.
Oh.
Yeah, we first got into top 1,000, then we got into top 100. Like it's an all over India thing. So it was like good. Yeah, it was fun. And then I was actually not at home when we had to give the pitch. And I forgot. Okay, so I didn't have any appropriate formal wear.
Oh.
So I wore my dad's shirt and I tucked it in so much, but I looked so formal on top. And at the bottom, I just looked like, you know, a kid that tried on her dad's like shirt for the first time.
That's because you did.
That's what I did, yeah. So yeah, we did that. And yeah, we didn't qualify to the top 20 or 25. But honestly, there were better ideas. So we acknowledge that. We move on. We figure out on ways to know how to make it better. Stuff like that, yeah.
That was interesting. Like being startup youth idea. I thought, oh my God, it's such a mouthful.
I know,
like they really need to work on getting a...
Think Startup is the company. Youth Ideathon is the competition they
Still, but it does not fit well together. Maybe they will bring more memorable names.
Speaking of memorable names and robotics competitions, me and my cousin, we also participated in Codivere.
Okay.
Like it's Code and Endeavor, like just mashed together. It's the Codeavor. And it's hosted by Stempedia, actually.
Stempedia, okay.
Yeah, Stempedia. That's also a catchy name.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, Stempedia is so fun.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what Scratch is, right?
Of course.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
That orange cat.
Yeah, the orange cat.
Those plug-in play.
Yeah.
That was like the OG plug-in play program.
That is like literally block coding. Like that's how block coding like began for so many people.
Yeah.
And Stempedia has its own software called PictoBlocks. That's for specifically for block coding.
Okay.
Okay, and like you can do so many things with it. There's like so many extensions that you can use. There's a physics extension that I wanted to use once to make a game, but that didn't work out. We ended up using it. And then we coded a drone using that block coding software.
Wow.
Mixed with Arduino. Like I told you, she's like so good at what she does, especially hardware. Okay. So she figured out how to make the drone in 10 days. Because like her boards were going on, my boards were going on. We had 10 days before the competition started. Regionals, we had 10 days. Okay. And both of us are like, she's like, you work on software, I work on hardware, let's go, let's finish this off. And then we do it. And then on the day of regionals, our drone cuts off all its wires. Yeah. Like all the wires connecting it to itself, it just cuts it off because the blades are carbon fiber. And it was so sharp. Like I think when she tried to dismantle it, she got like cuts all over here, and that was so bad. But we got first place because it was working, and it was a brilliant idea because it was a multi-purpose drone.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like it could like for firefighting, military purposes. Like military purposes, if you're an unrecognized face, it like points a laser at your forehead. It's supposed to be a gun, but for safety purposes, we didn't do that.
Of course,
obviously. Yeah. We had a bunch of features like wildlife recognition. So if it detects wildlife, it shoots a tranquilizer at them. Yeah, so that they can safely get out of the place. Wow. And then
you guys really thought it through.
We did so much, and then like 2 days before, like 1 day before the actual event, I had gone to her place and I made a model. Okay, I made a burning building for the firefighting part of it. And then, oh my God, that took me so much time. I made it on thermocol and I had coated everything in black. And then I had to make a fishing thing. And she like figured out a mechanism to work fishing out. And I had to make a stand and put a boat on it so that it could fish some fishes, and we decided to use magnets. Wow. So it wasn't going down enough, so during the actual presentation I just moved up the basket so that I could catch the fish. Yeah. Jugaad during the presentation. And like as I said earlier, we have like amazing like coordination. Yeah. So we just like picked up by the other left off. Like I'm struggling to get that to work. And she just like, so this is our in-house technology, and she like goes on about that. So yeah, it worked because we won first and we went to Delhi for nationals. And during nationals, it was really fun. Yeah, but our presentation, it took so long. Like they took so much time for it, and we presented 3 or 4 times. Okay, first time the judge was there, like it was already late. Okay, and I was hungry, she was hungry, but she doesn't eat before a presentation. And my mom ordered momos for us. So I was eating momos under the table, and I fed one to her because she hadn't eaten anything since morning. And it was like 3 o'clock by that time.
God.
And she's like, no, I'll eat properly after we finish this, after we nail this.
The work ethic.
Yeah, seriously. I know, right? And then the judge came. We started presenting. Then walked in the guest of honor. He was director of some museum in Mumbai. Okay. And then the CEO of Stempedia walked in, as well as some really other important person. I don't remember. And then they came in during our pitch, and we ended up pitching to them. That was brilliant. That pitch was brilliant. Okay, but they didn't really judge us during that. So the first time we pitched to the first judge, then we pitched to them, and then we pitched to another judge who we called in. We're just like, no, we didn't pitch properly. You gotta come in and take another look at us. And then we did that. It didn't work as well as it did the first time. So we were kind of worried. We're just, oh no, I hope this works. I hope like we did well enough. Yeah. And then after that, she finally ate. And then the prize distribution was supposed to happen then, but it didn't because they took too long tallying the results. They did it 3 days later.
My God.
And my cousin, she won that competition 2 years before that as well.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, first place. And it's an international competition. So she won with live robot, like what humanoid robot, the previous year. And everyone remembered her.
Of course.
Yeah, everyone attending the competition, they're just like, oh my God, you're the robot.
Yeah.
And then she's just like, oh yeah, thank you. And the whole time we were just bombarded by kids just like coming up to her and saying that. And then finally in international, we went to Dubai.
So, Swara,
Yeah.
I mean, I would think that this was your first excursion to Dubai for an extracurricular, no?
Oh, you would think so, but no.
This legendary person.
The legend that is me.
Yeah, the legend that is Farah is doing so many more things. And we'll talk more about your first trip to Dubai in our next episode.
Best trip ever.
The first one?
Yeah, the first
one. Oh, yeah.
So good.
All right. Okay, we cannot.
We can't say it there.
Yeah, we cannot disclose the best trip, the secrets of the best trip ever. And I think looking forward to catching up with you soon and unpacking the best Dubai trip ever and what you're up to right
current
now.
events.
Current events. Cool. Cool.
Yeah, cool. Cool. Jake Brother.
Oh my God. I'm going to leave that in.
Yeah, you should leave that in. I did there.
Yeah.